got a break from the rain today. It's going to be it, though, as we head into the night. Rain comes back in with thunderstorms in tow in a couple of locations. We'll have overnight low temperatures mainly in the 50s. And if you're in southeastern KELOLAND, you're not going to like this. More rain, heavy at times with a couple of thunderstorms possible. In fact, really, a chance for showers and thunderstorms across much of the area, not just today, but arguably more so tomorrow. We'll go through the details on that and the rest of your forecast coming up. But until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, First at 4.
Coming up, what led officials to change the rules on all lakes in one county in northwest Iowa.
Plus, high water is forcing detours around a small Minnesota town. The project's looking to fix the issue.
And one person is dead after 2 out-of-control wildfires in New Mexico. We'll tell you what we know. Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. The man accused of killing 3 people in southwest Sioux Falls is facing additional charges. Online court records say 30-year-old Justin Rackley has been indicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A week and a half ago, authorities say Rackley shot and killed Daniel Chemnitz, Kelly Reeves, and Michael Thompson. According to a news release police sent out just hours after the deadly shooting, 2 additional victims were brought to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A convicted sex offender plans to plead guilty to attempted enticement of a minor. Authorities in Minnehaha County arrested 38-year-old Kyle Bolt in March. He was one of 11 people caught in an online sex sting. This week, Bolt signed federal court documents admitting to trying to set up a sexual encounter with someone he believed to be a 15-year-old girl. According to a plea deal, Bolt faces a minimum of 10 years behind bars. A sentencing date has not been scheduled yet. Bolt is on the sex offender registry for sexual exploitation of a minor back in 2012.
A Herald man was arrested, accused of robbing a bank in Pierre. 44-year-old Irvin Yellowrobe is charged with aggravated assault and first-degree robbery. Police say it happened around 4:30 p.m. on June 10th in the southwestern part of town. Police say Yellowrobe pointed something under his shirt at a worker and demanded money.
Well, we asked for a break from the rain, and looks like we got it.
Yeah, but now it sounds like that break's not going to last much longer.
It does not. I'm looking at a map what you had over there. Quite a few inches of rain in some parts of KELOLAND.
Yeah, working on a little bit of something that's going to detail just how much rain we're going to be expecting as we head through Friday and into Saturday. And for areas that really could use a break, it's not going to be what you want to see. I'll just put that out there right now. But we'll focus on the positive. It was a mainly dry day today. There's a view downtown. 71 right now with a northerly breeze at just 8 miles per hour. Yeah, we had the cloud cover in place, and that was a little bit of a downer in a couple of areas, but at least, again, was mainly dry. There's a little bit of blue sky trying to peek through there in Rapid City. 68 with a southerly breeze at 13 miles per hour. But speaking of western South Dakota, I actually had to make sure that we were in the right month, considering these were our morning low temperatures this morning out to the west. 35 for Rapid City, 34 Custer, 36 for Buffalo, as well as Pine Ridge. Compare that to the other side of the river, where we're anywhere from 20 to almost 25 degrees warmer for our overnight low temperatures going into this morning. For example, we started at 58 in Sioux Falls, 61 over in northwestern Iowa towards Spencer, 55 Marshall, 50 Huron, even 49 for Aberdeen. And again, we've been talking about some rain. We have had some areas with a little bit of more moderate rain that I've been seeing over in southeastern KELOLAND and then into northwestern Iowa. And like I said, unfortunately, more of that on the way as we head through Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday for that matter. We are in the 70s and 60s in many locations. Unless you're in Custer, you are the outlier right now at 58. Not much of a breeze to speak of, though. That's at least another thing that's been working in our favor for the time being. For the day tomorrow, though, yeah, we're back in the 70s again, but we also have rain and thunderstorms we're going to be keeping an eye on that begin to move in overnight and then into your day on Thursday. So southeastern and northeastern KELOLAND, we're looking at 60s and 70s for highs. A similar spread out west as well, with another chance for rain in place. But we do have more dry weather to talk about, and it's more than one day for that matter. We'll talk about that as we head through the hour.
Thanks, Adam. Well, recent rain is impacting local water levels. On Lake Okoboji in northwest Iowa, water has risen over docks, and that has led officials to put some restrictions in place. Travis Chin with our sister station in Sioux City explains.
The Iowa Great Lakes is a summer destination for a lot of Siouxlanders, but if you boat, the rules are changing, at least in the short term. While the geese are enjoying the extra water in the Iowa Great Lakes, that extra water is causing problems for the lake's shoreline and the personal property like docks, boats, and boat lifts. Because of the damage that the waves can cause to property, Dickinson County Emergency Management voted to implement a 5-mile-per-hour speed limit for boats on all lakes in the county. This hasn't happened since 2018.
So when the water gets high enough, it can actually start to affect the shoreline, and we did have some banks that collapsed in 2018. The ground was just so saturated, and the constant waves beating up against the shore just caused some of those high banks to collapse. So we're trying to prevent that. Of course, we can't prevent the wind from blowing and the wind from creating waves, but we can try and prevent the boats from creating a wake and causing damage that way. So
the rule went into effect this afternoon at 4. Any boat caught going over the 5-mile-per-hour limit will be issued a citation for $95.
We will be out as much as we have personnel to do. We will be out here enforcing those rules.
Boaters also need to be aware of debris in the water caused by this past week's storm.
There's a lot of debris in the water right now, which is causing a public hazard, so that's the main reason for this right now is all the debris floating. There's dock planks that are 16 feet long and 1.5 inches thick that if you hit them with your boat, it's going to leave a mark.
There is also the economic impact that this rule could affect. While some businesses may be affected negatively by the speed limit rule, others may actually prosper from it.
We cater to mostly fishermen here at the store, so the fishermen probably actually maybe like it a little bit because they don't have the pleasure boaters, the jet skiers out there tearing the lake up. We like that as well. We know this is a spot that people like to come do that, but for the fishermen, they would probably rather not have all the pleasure boaters and jet skis out there.
Don't let the speed limit rule affect your plans if you're planning to come up to Okoboji.
Come on up and see us. I mean, we're still the same lakes and everything. Just because you can't go 50 miles an hour on the lake doesn't mean you can't come up and have some fun.
Dickinson County Emergency Management is going to meet again this Friday to see if they can lift that wake rule. In the Iowa Great Lakes, Travis Chin, KCU 9 News.
In South Dakota, farmers are seeing standing water in their fields because of the weather.
Meanwhile, in Minnesota, high water is already forcing some detours around a small town. Minnesota DOT closed one of the main highways through Henderson. The raging Minnesota River is set to reach moderate flood stage this week. It's like deja vu for the small town near Mankato, which deals with flooding almost every year. Brett Leone, with our CBS affiliate in Minneapolis, explains how a nearby project could help change that.
Ask anyone in Henderson.
It's a love-hate relationship with the river and the river bottoms.
Flooding is just part of life there.
I think everybody just kind of gets used to it, and you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Tuesday night, MnDOT will close Highway 19 east of town to 169.
We're hoping to get people home from work before MnDOT closes the gates and locks people on the other side.
A headache maybe, but nothing residents weren't anticipating.
How often does flooding happen on these highways around here?
Yearly, if not several times a year. There's been times when it's been 3 times a year, and they can last for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Flooding-related closures, that's nothing new for the town of Henderson, but what is new is a project to raise Highway 6 and 93 so that they sit above flood level and avoid future closures.
Once the project's done, there will only be one river road subject to flooding instead of 3.
And we're kind of used to that with the flooding. In the last few years, we had the same thing, so there's only one way out of town.
The $50 million plus project is funded by the Minnesota State Legislature, but won't be complete for a few years.
Well, now it happens to be that we're doing these road constructions, and of course now it's got to flood.
While some say the timing isn't ideal,
It's going to be a challenge to us, an opportunity and a challenge.
it might never be.
This is life in Henderson until we get these roads.
In Henderson, Barrett Leone, WCCO News.
Both highway projects are expected to be completed within 2.5 years.